Hey everybody, this episode of The Horror Show is brought to you by Eric Nekic and maybe Justin Blanton. I can't remember if we already shouted him out or not. Alright guys, before we start this episode, you know the drill. We got some stuff to talk about. SalemHorror.com live show Saturday, October 14th. We will be doing a live podcast before a screening of Halloween 3 and Videodrome. Can't wait. Gonna be super cool. Again, hit me up, SeanandIHateHorror.com. If you are going, I just want to see how many people are going and kind of feel that out. Or if you're thinking about going, maybe I can entice you with what? I do not know. But hit me up on that. I'm going to have the shirts out on Wednesday this week. The remaining shirts will be available online this week, Wednesday. So check that out. And again, all the proceeds for the shirts, we're giving it all to Joe for his baby, which is due in October. So congratulations, Joe, because you don't listen to the show. Oh, and if you guys can help out, there's something you can really do to really help us. And we already got contacted by the company, so we're in good shape. But I just want, the more the merrier, I guess. And that's, if you can take like literally 2 seconds out of your day, survey.ihatehorror.com. If you go there, there's a 5 to 7 question survey, just basic stuff, sex, age type thing. So yeah, if you do that, or gender, is it gender or sex? I don't know. I'm an ingrate. I'm sorry. But you do that, and it's going to help us get advertisers, which we should be seeing very soon. So I'm very excited about that, and I appreciate everyone that did that survey. I really do. Thank you all so much. That was really phenomenal. So thank you guys. And that's it, guys. So this episode is the Abominable Dr. Phibes. It's going to be weird because we actually recorded this before last week's episode, technically. We recorded it before Mike and Paul got there. And honestly, we both watched Dr. Phibes. This was a request from Tawana. So Tawana is a really great fan. We really appreciate it. She'd suggested Phibes, along with like The Thing and something else. So of course we chose like the weird one. So we watched Phibes. We were both like, Joe texted me, and I had went to bed early that night, and he was like, dude, we can't do this episode. And we've said that a lot. A lot. But we usually do it anyway. It's fine. But Phibes, I watched it the next day and I was like, dude, we are fucked. Like, there's no way we can do this. Like, there's nothing to talk about. Like, I have nothing to say about this. So we decided we were going to watch Theater of Blood, which was another one of Twana's picks. And Joe was like, we can't do this one either. I have nothing to say about this one either. Which is crazy because I watched part of it and I was like, oh my God, there's a lot to talk about. But it's weird because like we watch it alone and we're like, oh my God, like, you know, and it wasn't because it was bad. It was actually the opposite. It was actually just like a decent movie. Like that was just kind of like just not a lot of stuff to talk about. And then we get together and we talk about it. And we're like, oh, I love this movie. But yeah, so you're gonna hear a lot of talk of like whether the episode's gonna be released, and that's because we were like, honestly, we went in recording it thinking maybe we'll get a half-hour bonus episode out of it. So, and you'll hear me being like, okay, we got to fill up time, so like let's talk about whatever. So we do stray the course because I was trying to fill up time, which we didn't actually really need because I ended up. Yeah, whatever. So that's this episode, Dr. Phibes. I hope you enjoy it. It actually came out really well, I thought. So, enjoy it. And it's just me and Joe again. I forget. I think we already picked our movies for next couple weeks. I think we pick them in this episode. I don't know. So anyway, stay tuned for that. And, guys, thank you all so much for the support. We are killing it. And it's all thanks to you guys, the fans. Your kind words last week were nuts. You're all awesome, honestly. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and also, so one thing we forgot to mention last week is Katie Mitchell picked out Rock and Roll Nightmare, our Patreon supporter, Katie Mitchell. And we totally forgot about it because we were so excited to talk about it. So Katie Mitchell with like the all-star pick. I think when we're done with every Patreon pick, we should do like we should pick like the best ones. But I think we already know Rock and Roll Nightmare wins. So, all right, guys. So that's it. Enjoy the Abominable Dr. Phibes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
We're not sure if this is going to make it to the air.
This is a tough one.
This is very interesting. So we did...
hold on. Before you even announce it, let's just kill some time.
Yeah, we'll have time to fucking kill.
It's your birthday coming up, man.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Vice versa. You got me a little gift.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's the price tag.
That's all right. Dude, that's amazing. Joe got me the Misfits record. Dude, Devil Lock. Get the fuck out of here. This is so dope. Thank you very much.
I went into the record store looking for a Misfits record, and I spent like an hour there, and I couldn't find a single one. So I found the Heavy Metal original soundtrack, and I was like,
is that why you asked me about that?
I guess I'll just get this. And then when I walked up to the register, that was literally just sitting in front of the cabinet.
Are you serious?
I'm like, I got it.
That's so weird. Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Dude, the Heavy Metal soundtrack, I haven't smoked weed in like years, but if I got the Heavy Metal soundtrack, my wife and son are away this weekend, I don't even know where I'd get marijuana from, but I would find it.
I know.
And I guess I do know. Fucking down the street. But I would have had to have gotten high and just like been a high dad. Just listen to the Heavy Metal soundtrack.
Well, now I kind of want to go get it.
I know, so do I. Heavy Metal. Oh, fucking, this is even better though. It's got Where Eagles Dare on it, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Die, 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 My Darling. Remember when Metallica covered Die, 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 My Darling? That album was stupid.
Garage Days?
Garage Inc.
Garage Inc., that's it.
Yeah. Whenever a band does a cover album, you always get so pumped. And then you like, the track list is like, because they're musicians, so they have all these like weird favorites that are probably like technically like, they're probably like, this is the best song off this album.
Well, that was why I kind of liked Garage Inc. because they were doing like covers by Budgie. And I'm like, who the fuck is Budgie? You know?
I mean, the Misfits one, you got to give them props, I guess, for doing Misfits.
Well, Cliff Burton was a huge Misfits fan.
Oh, really?
So he turned them all on. Like,
it's fucking crazy. Well, thank you very much. That's awesome. I cannot wait to listen to that. There's a can. So, we're doing, I think we said we were going to do Rock and Roll Nightmare first, but we're actually going to be doing Vincent Price Day. If this is even going to be released. If not, it might just be a Patreon bonus episode. But so far, it's feeling good. But that's good. We haven't
talked about it
yet. Our friend, Twana, who's not a friend anymore. I'm sorry, Twana. We love you very much, but this has got to stop. She chose the Abominable... Well, let's face it. Again, this was Sean and Joe being stupid. Because she chose The Thing.
Dude, why do we not do that?
I don't know, because I think
we just do
I think
the
I
thing for her.
We probably should, but it's so obvious. And then I was like, dude, okay, let me just tell you my mindset. So last week we chose Abominable Dr. Phibes.
Yeah, I was excited.
Yeah, so was I. I don't know why. I saw this when I was younger with my dad. Actually, this isn't it. I just, whatever. Me and Joe watched it and we were both like, oh my God, this is not going to work.
So Abominable Dr. Phibes, I didn't even hate. I really didn't.
No, neither did I.
I think it was fine. And like the premise was kind of cool. And it was like really well shot. Like it was nice to look at. Is such a bad format for a show because it's just dialogue.
I've never seen a movie that is worse for the show than the Abominable. Like, honestly, like I've never.
Well, I texted you at like 11 at night. I was like, Sean,
I was already asleep.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we can do this.
It's fucking crazy. And another thing is like, I think sometimes people get upset like when we poo-poo on movies, but sometimes I'm shitting on them because we can't talk about them. Like, and I forget that. Like sometimes I'm like, this movie sucks, but it only sucks in the sense that like I can't talk about it. And that's the Abominable Dr. Phibes. Like I'll probably say throughout this episode, this fucking blows, but I don't mean it like that because I actually, it's a fine movie.
It's a fine movie.
It's just like I've never had so little to talk about.
Exactly.
It's so bizarre.
In terms of like quality, this is upper echelon of the movies we watch.
Yes, 100%. No, here's the other funny thing. So we bail on Phibes, although we watched it, but we were like, oh, we can't talk about that. So we still have The Thing and Theater of Blood to choose from. And we're like, Theater of Blood. Sounds great. I actually didn't end up watching it. Joe watched it.
It has so much less to talk about.
So instead of choosing The Thing, even at that point, we chose Theater of Blood. And then even when...
Can I just sum up Theater of Blood real quick? Some Shakespeare... I guess there's like an award for Shakespearean actors, and this guy's pissed that he never got one, so he just still acts and talks about Shakespeare, and then one by one, I think he kills people that didn't vote for him. That's the entire movie.
The plots are very similar from what I read.
They are.
It's like Vincent Price, something happened to
old
Vincent...
asshole, and he slowly gets revenge on everyone.
On a half dozen people.
On everyone that's ever crossed them. Yeah.
It's like Vincent Price like went through this period where he just became like Bond villain.
Well, he's just old.
Well, yeah.
Vincent Price's voice, very soothing. I can listen to him talk all day.
All right, and here's another thing to talk about to Phillips.
Is he British?
Is he? What is he? Besides an alien.
Dude, all right. So I was unsure if all these characters were British in Dr. Phibes, which was the first one I watched. And then I talked to you about it. And then as I was watching Theater of Blood, I was still unsure. Like I was in the moment. And I was like, wait, am I having this, like... What's wrong with me? Like, I don't know if any of these guys are British or not.
It's very weird.
I still don't.
And like,
I think they're just super proper.
So the first one is Phibes is British.
Are you positive?
100%. It's a British-made movie and stuff. Like that's 100% British. But Vincent Price's accent, like
he's not British. He was born in Missouri.
Okay, that's what I thought. He's an American, but like, what is that fucking accent? Because I don't know. I don't think that's like. What's his name? The fucking idiot that. People are gonna be so mad I called this guy an idiot. The guy, Zachary.
Oh, who's gonna be mad at Zachary?
Like Zacherle's like, ooh, like that's obviously like the Zachary character or whatever. I don't think Vincent Price's voice is like him being like Vincent Price, the spooky guy. I think that's just his voice.
No, yeah, that is.
Like, what the fuck is that voice? Like, that dude is an alien. He has the weirdest shaped head, the weirdest shaped body. It's so fucking weird. It's very confusing. But yeah, he's in that British movie, and you're like, wait a minute. What is Vincent Price?
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird.
He's just, like, Shakespearean.
Yeah.
He's the most Shakespearean guy of all time.
Oh, totally. So,
solid mustache, though.
Great stash for, like, the, like, weird little stash style. But this starred Vincent Price and Joseph Cotton. Joseph Cotton, pretty well, pretty famous actor. Unlike our movie next week, Rock and Roll Nightmare, which might be the movie with the least, the most actors with the least roles after Rock and Roll Nightmare. I've never seen an IMDb filled with so many just that movie. Like it was crazy
Yeah.
because I mean we'll talk about it on that episode, but like it was. I went through everyone, like literally everyone on the front page of IMDb, and only what's his name had more movies.
John Micklethorpe.
And it's not a lot.
No.
Even he.
Rightfully so.
I'm so excited to talk about that. I think we might have some guests for that too.
Yeah, I think so. Did you know that Vincent Price's grandfather invented the first cream of tartar-based baking powder?
Didn't.
That's the episode, folks.
Vincent Price. You like Vincent Price movies?
I do.
We should probably go through. All right. Well, let's talk about the fucking movie first. See how much time it takes up. Spoilers. It's not a lot.
Okay.
We should do an over.
So we're not doing Theater of Blood.
I mean, you could talk about it.
I think I already did, actually.
Yeah. But they are like the same plot, though. It's so weird. That's why I don't know why I chose it. Whatever. All right. So, Abominable Dr. Phibes, made in 1971. Do you have the year?
That's
on
correct.
That? 71. It is in color, which is great.
Very vivid color.
Very
I
vivid
really like the coloring.
Sometimes the 70s, the one thing in the 70s is cool is like they like just discovered color and they were like, let's make everything fucking neon.
Sometimes.
Because
other 70s movies
that's
are
what
fucking dark.
Yeah. Like the ones that like were like, you know what? We can make color. Like, let's make color. Let's not make this look like a fucking Civil War photograph. Like, let's put some fucking ink on this. Really bright colors, really cool. And again, like this movie, like it's so bizarre. Like I kept texting Joe, like I've never experienced this with this show before. Like we've had movies that we've been like, I can't talk about this movie. And we talk about it fine because we just make fun of it. Like I just don't even, it's crazy.
It's hard to pick apart because like we've said already 3 times, it's good. Like the opening scene is like a ballroom dance.
Yeah.
But nobody says anything for the first 8 minutes.
It's insane. It's insane. So we open up with a guy who's playing the organ. No talking.
Very Phantom of the Opera.
Very Phantom of the Opera. Oh, and by the way, this is listed as a comedy. There's I didn't pick up one fucking joke. Like there were certain things where I was like, I think that was supposed to be a joke based on the delivery. Mainly the cops being like, but it was so hard to tell. I don't know.
I didn't laugh much.
No. And they said dark comedy, so I guess it's not even like, so there wouldn't be punchlines or anything. I don't know. So we open up.
That's true. I kind of snickered when that guy fell down the stairs with the mask on.
That was the funniest part. That was, dude, he took such a fucking bump on that. Like the last fall was so absurd. So this guy is playing an organ. He's covered head to toe in black. Yeah. Which, whatever. And then he stands up from the organ. And he's got like a bunch of robots.
Sure.
Like, you can't even call them robots. Like barely animatronic. Small world after all. Like mechanical.
Yes.
Like mechanical. Very mechanical. There's no intelligence, artificial intelligence in these things. And they're playing music. And he gets up and starts maestroing them as if they're alive. They're not. They're fucking robots. This was such a weird...
I'm laughing because this is where my notes ended.
This movie's so fucking weird. Okay, so then, so this lady walks in wearing like, wearing like, I would call it like a sun god / bird outfit, bird queen outfit. And she walks in and they just start dancing. Like no frame of reference for anything still.
No.
And you're like minutes are going by. This isn't like...
I wasn't exaggerating. I think it's like 8 minutes.
Yeah, there's no like... It's crazy. They start dancing and then Vincent Price is just like... Doop, 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 and like grabs like a bird cage and like lowers it with this rope.
Yep.
Cut to the bird cage lowering into a vehicle with some woman dressed in like furs. Like it's like Siberia. Like she's a Russian like spy. And she takes his bird cage, she drives to some guy's house, lowers the bird cage into his house somehow. And then that guy like wakes up and for like 3 minutes is like, huh? And just like looking around. And then the bird cage opens and a bat comes out and attack. And the bat just sits on him screaming.
To be fair, it was the spookiest bat I've seen in a movie.
Dude, it's the biggest, most disgusting bat I've ever seen. But let's just talk about this opening scene because there is no frame of reference. Like, you have no idea what the fuck is happening.
Right.
But it's like a big way to open, kind of.
Well, again, we've already said that Price is like Shakespearean. Like, these are plays.
Oh, yeah.
These movies like would be better as plays.
Yeah, you're right.
And not would be better, but like that's why it's so hard to talk about. Like, imagine we went to Broadway and just did a podcast after watching one of the shows. It'd be impossible. I love Broadway. Wait, what?
I'm just talking about what our fans were saying. Yeah, no, I know. There'd be nothing to like discuss.
These characters came out and talked a bunch.
Yeah.
And
they said a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of like what this does. Like so nothing happened. Like, well, I shouldn't say nothing happens. Nothing's explained in that scene. It's either like all explanation or like
none.
Just a lot of nothing, and then it's explained later. Because like this scene like opens up, the bat attacks this guy, and you're like, who's dancing with who? Why is this lady driving a bird cage around? And why the fuck did she sick a bat on this guy?
Right.
But don't worry, because we are introduced to 2 police officers who just know everything and explain everything. This Phibes should have been arrested. Phibes will go on to murder 8 other people. All right. And they solve the crime right now.
Okay, so we can't really go see my scene. So I'm just gonna. So Phibes is supposed to be dead. Phibes was thought to have been killed in a car accident.
Okay,
and I know this because maybe I'm imagining it, but I honestly like my way better now. I'm thinking about it. Regardless, I know this because one of the police officers says that, and they're like, yeah, Phibes died like 80 years ago, but you know what? I think it's still him. And the guy's like, what? And he's like, yeah, he came back to life, or he faked his death, and he's out for revenge because his wife died.
Yeah, later on, it's fucking bizarre. And like, it's weird because like filmmaking has changed so much. And especially with, maybe it's not even filmmaking because there's other movies in the 70s that didn't do this. Maybe it was like the British style. I don't know. But it was very like, or maybe this was the comedy element of it. I don't know. I honestly have no fucking idea.
I mean, it is funny. So the guy in that scene, the cop, he's like, all these people that are dead, or this guy with the bat, and this other person I found, they all used to work for Phibes.
Yeah.
So he's like, so therefore, Phibes is still alive. This guy died in 1921, supposedly. This movie's 1971.
It's weird. It's fucking...
Like, why would you come to that conclusion ever?
You never would.
Even if you saw Phibes, you wouldn't be like, hey, that's that guy that died 50 years ago.
These cops are the fucking pits. Like, they're like the worst cops in the world. Because even in this opening scene, like, one guy gets attacked by a bat, and these cops are talking, and they're like, man, this murder looks like a bunch of other ones I've seen.
The best writing ever.
And it's like, and the guy's like, yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about it. And they're like, yeah, I guess not. And then later it continues like that. Later on, they find a necklace that has a Hebrew symbol on it.
Yes.
And they have no idea what it is. And some guy's like, that's Hebrew. And they're like, oh my God.
Not only, oh my God, but because of that, don't they like conclude that he's doing the plagues of Egypt?
They bring it to like a synagogue, which is the most bizarre representation of a synagogue I've ever seen. It's like a rabbi in like a fucking base, like a dungeon. Like fucking ridiculous. He's just in a basement and he's like, oh, that's the symbol for blood. And they're like, oh, so you mean he's doing the plagues?
They reach their conclusions so abruptly.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And
like, why would you just be like, oh, this guy's out for blood? Or like, this guy wants to kill people.
Yeah. And then the rabbi starts explaining the plagues. And then like, even still, they're like, oh, so you mean like this could be the plague? And then they're like, was there any order in which the plagues happen? And the rabbi's like, well, that's a debatable subject, but I do have your answer, and it is, this is the order.
I take it back. This movie's awesome.
and he tells them the order of the fucking play. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And now they know the order. They know Phibes is killing his coworkers, and still, they can't stop him from murdering 2 people. They wait until the very end.
I know. And they can't apprehend him. Phibes isn't he where he's been all along?
Yes. Phibes doesn't move very much. And when he does move, he's so obvious. Granted, I guess true. One of my problems was always like, dude, like Phibes is just standing out in public, but I guess that's not his face. So
right, true.
But
these cops have figured everything out.
Honestly, if you saw a guy that looked like Vincent Price, wouldn't you just call the police? I bet Vincent Price had the police called on him regularly just for like grocery shopping. He's an alarming looking individual. So those cops kind of conclude already. They're like, huh, something's amiss with these murders. Phibes goes to a party. And it's actually the first time we see his face as Vincent Price. And he's looking a little older, not his young self, like from the House on Haunted Hill or anything like that. But it's not bad. And like, again, like, so like, okay, now like, you don't know anything about what the fuck is going on. And Phibes shows up at this party and like some guy's like, hey man, can you put on this mask for me? And he's like, sure. And he like puts on a fucking, this frog mask for him. That's like,
the frog mask is so silly. Dude, I get why they say it's a comedy now.
But like, I don't even know because like, it's one of those like.
You have to know. You have to know. Okay, first of all, let's talk about masquerade parties. What is the point of those? Just to fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's an orgy. That's an orgy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nobody was fucking.
No.
Would you fuck someone with that frog mask?
No.
I might.
Would you help somebody in a frog mask screaming for their life? Because no one at this party does.
What kills him though?
So Phibes puts on.
He just like falls down.
Phibes puts the mask on him, right?
Yeah.
And then hits this like little hidden switch, which
he's so crafty.
Whatever. And there's like a little like tightening ratchet on the back. And it's like automatically tightening around this guy's head. It's very Saw-esque murder. But instead of Phibes like running away from the crime scene, he literally watches the entire thing happen. Like somebody would have been like, hey, that fucking guy and Phibes is the only guy just wearing something around his eyes, like the Lone Ranger. But he puts it on, and this guy for like, it's a 5-minute scene of this guy being like, and like scratching at the mask, and everyone at the party is in this one stairwell watching him struggle for his life.
And he falls so hard.
So comedically. But I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or not.
So do you know,
because it's British.
Do you know the plagues?
I wrote down some of them, but some of them I didn't even know. Boils, bats.
Yep.
Which I didn't know bats.
Okay, so frogs is one of them?
Yes.
First of all, that just seems like a mild annoyance. You know? Just like having frogs everywhere. Yeah. They're not really doing anything.
Well, I think that's why he used a frog mask.
So that's my next point. That's a cop-out.
It is a cop-out.
It's a fucking cop-out.
You should like shove frogs.
Yeah, shot frogs at him.
Wishmaster style. I don't really know what to do with this one, so we're just going to shove frogs up your ass until you die.
Have you seen Frogs, the movie?
Yeah.
Why have we not done that?
We didn't do that for Creature Features?
Nah. Did we?
Probably because it sucks.
No, it's probably equally as much to talk about in this movie.
Oh, in this scene, frogs hop around. Although we did Night of the Lepus, so I mean, I don't know.
Those frogs move way slower than those rabbits.
I guess that's true.
They're real frogs. They're not even like big. And they're just there.
Wait, Frogs isn't the one.
Sam Neill?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
I mean, I've seen Frogs, but I was thinking of that one that people claim is a horror movie, but it's actually like a documentary on the cane toads.
That's it.
I watched that. And I was
it's always
like,
on lists of like
this?
Most terrifying creature features.
Dude, I know. And it's a fucking documentary. And it's like, what am I watching? It's so boring.
It's not even an interesting one.
It's so boring. It's so boring. Oh,
well, we both watched.
Oh, no, yeah, I know. Both the only two idiots that watched the Cane Toads documentary that got bamboozled into it. I mean, that sums up our show, though, right? Because we're both the ones that look at a list of most terrifying movies, and we're like, Cane Toads.
That one,
pop it in.
that one called my name so quickly,
dude. It was like the first one I popped on one of those lists, and I was like, this sucks.
And even halfway through, I was like, maybe this is a mockumentary.
Dude, I did the same thing. I was like, wait. I was like, this is real though. Like, this was a real thing. And then like I started like whatever. Anyway, we're talking about Cane Toads. Okay, so he kills the guy with the frog mask. Frog mask falls over. No one does anything to save this poor individual. He just dies a slow death. Really slow. That's gotta fucking suck. That would be terrible. That would be like the slowest death of all time. Boy. What am I gonna say here?
Well, because after this scene, we just have police doing police work, like the rest of the movie.
Dude, it's like worse than Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Way worse. Way worse.
Just like, it's very bad. But then we see some guy, and again, like, never once are they like in today's modern film thing, and like, here's the thing, I don't even have a problem with this, because it kind of like just kept my interest in the movie, because I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Plot was fine.
Every guy, but my point is, they would show people, and you'd be like, I've never seen this guy before. Who is this guy? And you have no idea. And like, it kept your interest, but then you'd find out it's some guy Price is going to kill in like 3 minutes. And like, that's how it just kept going. And like we see this guy like cranking this like 1920s porno flick, like with a hand crank. Like, and it's just a girl dancing with a snake. And he's like, and he's like literally making that noise while he's cranking it. Like, imagine jerking it in your room and like you're just making that noise, like you're just so giddy about pornography, you're just like, because that's what this guy's doing. And then it's surprised somebody's like, sir, are you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, fine, everything's fine. This guy's turning this cranking the crank, and you're just like, who is this fucking guy? And Phibes just shows up. Like, the guy's just doing this, and Phibes just, like, walks in, doesn't say anything. And then, like, they kind of overpower him literally just by being like, as if, like, I took your shoulder and was like, take a seat.
Right.
Like, that's what they do. And he's like, oh! And then they somehow draw his blood till he's dead. Which I guess not somehow, but it's just a weird thing because you could unplug yourself.
Exactly. That would take forever. How long would that take, you think?
It was so long. The tube was so skinny.
To draw a pint, I feel like takes forever.
But this guy is the ultimate Bond villain. Dr. Phibes, I want to see Dr. Phibes versus... Yes.
Because he has all
Daniel
the gadgets.
Craig.
Yes.
Dude, the final kill, like, I'm just going to say it, but whatever, is like, he's like, you have 6 minutes to save your boy.
What if he was stroking a cat?
Dude, he might as well have been. Even Vincent Price's voice is perfect. The perfect Bond villain.
I agree.
It's crazy. He's like, your son has a key hidden in his heart. Like, there's like multiple things. Oh my God, we'll have to get to it. Okay. Not that it even makes any sense, because like literally you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Have we found out yet why he's doing this?
You have no idea still.
All right.
That's the funnier part. Like, you're still like...
Because after the movie ended, I was like, it makes sense. Like, it totally makes complete sense. But like the entire time I was like, but why didn't it make sense while I was watching it? Because they don't tell you.
And if I didn't read the synopsis first, I would have been like really like even now I was still like...
I didn't read the synopsis for either of these. So imagine my surprise when...
It's the same fucking...
Yeah. And remember I texted you and I was like, I'm pretty sure Theater of Blood is just Vincent Price doing like a Shakespeare soliloquy. And then I read the synopsis and he's just a Shakespearean actor doing Shakespeare. Fucking Titus Andronicus and shit.
Oh my God. So they kill this guy. This is when the police find the necklace at the scene of the crime. They find out it's in Hebrew from some guy who's like a real fucking jerk. The guy's like a real... That was a comedy element I got. This guy that they like ask about the necklace. He's like, who's that? Like, whatever. They go to the rabbi. He explains something about, are the plagues in the Torah? Or is that a Bible story? I mean, I guess it's in the Torah, right? Or maybe it's in both.
They go together.
Is it in fucking both?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy.
It's not that crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes religion's kind of cool. The stories are cool, right? Like that's crazy. Like, that's a crossover, man. The ultimate crossover.
I mean, don't they it's in the Quran too.
What is?
The plagues.
Really?
Yeah.
So everyone was just biting everyone's style. Everyone was like, oh, I fucking like that fucking plague shit.
Sure. Yeah. They're all pretty much
And it was probably stolen from someone else.
The Vikings.
Who probably stole it from some like drunk who's just like, plagues. Like,
in my day,
I'm gonna sick boils on you. Like, and then like everyone just bit each other's style. They were just like, that plague shit. That's how you keep a reader's fucking attention. All right, you hit them with that at the halfway point. You're not fucking closing this book. Even though it's 16,000 pages. Holy shit! How did they write the Bible back then?
It's handwritten. Everything.
All those pages. I mean, I guess those are all different books,
They're all
right?
different.
And then
all,
we
like
combined. Shit. Oh my god, my priest would fucking slap me across the face if he heard this conversation.
I'm reading the natural explanations of the actual plagues. It's actually pretty fascinating.
I've heard that. I've read those. It's pretty cool, like what they think actually happened, which is always so weird that we like I've read shit about like Noah. Like there's like, oh yeah, there was really like a lot of rain. I swear to God, I can't tell you exactly. Like there was so much rain, there was flooding, but it wasn't like, you know, like it wasn't the earth flooded.
Or a ship with every animal ever.
I don't know about that, Joe. I don't know. Anyway, religion, always good to talk about on a podcast. Never chafes anyone. So this guy tells us that it's Hebrew for blood. And based on that, they're like, oh, the plagues. And all the 10 plagues were actually curses, according to this rabbi or somebody living in a basement that with a lot of knowledge of Hebrew and the Torah. And he says boils, bats, frogs, blood, rats, locusts, death of the firstborn, darkness. I'm missing 2. I don't know what else there is. I don't know.
Well, how about you name them again? Biting insects?
I don't have that.
Livestock disease?
I don't have that.
Fiery hail?
Fiery hail, they do in this.
Yeah. Boils goes with livestock disease.
Oh, okay. Fiery hail, huh?
Yeah. Volcanic eruption.
Oh, that's the other.
Is what they're saying. No, that's
fiery hail.
They're saying that's why it was.
So then why did Vincent Price freeze that guy? All right, let's get to it.
Because he's really a Batman villain.
He does the opposite.
Mr. Freeze?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. He would have made a great Mr. Freeze.
Yes.
He would have made a great one.
Way better than Otto Preminger.
Otto Preminger is really fucking good.
What?
Dude, Otto Preminger, when he's hanging out in the vent at the Gotham police station, he's just hiding in the vent. And he freezes everybody. It's so stupid. I can't even believe it. And they know he's up there. And they're just like, hey, get out of there.
He's this big bald head.
Dude, he's so stupid crawling around the air vents. He's like, oh, I'm going to freeze you. Dude, the old Batman is so funny. We should do that as a show. I think that would be a great show for us.
Yeah, because we're both huge fans.
Yeah. Dude.
And we both agree that The Dark Knight Rises would have been better if somebody had a huge magnifying glass that was the sun was going when the sun rose, was just going to melt Gotham.
Yeah, and I told you, I watched an episode where they were going to fucking, I forget who was doing it. It might have been Penguin. Like we had talked about it that day, and then I went home and I was like watching old Batmans with my son, and like Penguin was like, we're gonna make scrambled eggs and like fried Batman, and he had a giant magnifying glass on Batman and Robin, and they would just had to wait there until the sun rose.
That's how it fucking should be.
A giant magnifying just set him on fire. Just pour gas all over him and light him on fire. It's so awesome.
Yeah, but that's like, there's a genius in the giant magnifying glass, because they would have to like figure out. They would have to weigh like the options, like what's going to happen, and then they would have to figure out the best way to dismantle it.
All right, sure, I guess. Dr. Phibes. So we find out that there's these curses which were considered plagues, and then they immediately are like, "This is it," and then shortly thereafter they're like, "And it's Phibes." But more real-time police work. Excuse me. And literally every time you see the cops, even though they're like doing police work, they come to a conclusion every scene. An accurate conclusion. Like every scene, like they figure it out.
Their sole purpose is to tell us what's happening.
I mean, you're right.
Viewers.
You're right, because we have no idea what's happening. So we finally have an idea that Phibes is seeking revenge for what happened to his wife. Were they both in the car accident?
Okay, so he was in the car accident, but she died, and he believes it's because the doctors like failed to save. They
her.
fucked up. Yeah,
but they worked for him.
They worked for him. Sure.
Yeah, this Phibes is a real piece of shit. You know, he's a real piece of work. This guy.
Didn't he remake his face too?
Yeah.
Oh, also, Phibes doesn't talk.
Oh
but
yeah,
you hear
that's
his
what we
voice.
should say. Dude,
He's a fucking ventriloquist.
It's so weird. And was that ever explained? Because I didn't really pick up on that explanation.
Yeah, somebody said it because he like uses acoustics.
Okay, well, that makes no sense. He's got like bolts in his neck, but in like most of the scenes you can hear him talking.
But his mouth
it looks like it's like an inner monologue.
Yeah.
Because he's like just by himself, like stroking a picture of his wife.
His beard.
And his beard. And he's just like, oh, my honey, I'm going to seek revenge for you. I guess there are points, I guess, before the police tell you that you kind of get it. Because he's like, I will stop.
Yes.
But like, it's very vague.
You just think he's nuts.
Yeah, you think he's a cuckoo banana. And then you find out he's actually can't talk. Because in later scenes, like people are like, all right, Phibes. And he's just standing there in silence. Also, dude, the police give him like so many opportunities. Like the police have like a conversation with him like later, and then like whatever. Phibes stops this guy in a car, pulls out some contraption. Oh, they like murder a guy in the middle of the road just by grabbing his shoulder.
Yeah.
And the guy goes down, and then they go into the car of this, and there's a guy in this vehicle. And he brings in this like giant fucking thing. You have no idea what it is. It cuts away, and it turns out it's like a freezing gun that like dropped the temperature of this car to negative 100 degrees, they say.
I might give this 5 stars.
But they say it's fiery hail. Like the two cops show up, and they're like, fiery hail.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. Because I didn't know what they fucking said until you just said that. And I was like, that's exactly what they said.
You sure?
Yeah, I swear to fucking God.
I didn't pick up on that. Was that after the ice part?
No, it was in the scene of they look in the fucking car and it's frozen and they go, fiery hail. And I was like, what? And it wasn't until you just said that I was like, oh, that makes sense now. I have hail written here, but I have a question mark next to it because I was like, that doesn't make sense.
But why would they say that at that part?
I don't know. Maybe they heated them up and then
that's part of the comedy. Just falsely describing.
It's so bad. It's not bad. It's just so weird. I don't understand. Also the funniest part of that is when the two cops show up, there's already like first responders there that have showed up to this like murder. And the cops get out and they're like, they see the guy in the middle of the road that was like Vulcan nerve pinched. And they walk up to him and they're like, hey, what happened here? And the cop literally just shrugs his shoulders like, I don't know. They're like, okay. Then they walk over to the car. It's so bizarre. Maybe, like, is that all part of the comedy? It's got to be, right? Like, if they're marketing it.
Where did you see this was listed as a comedy?
Wikipedia, which my teachers have told me not to use as a source, but I can't help it. It's so good. Such a great source.
I mean, all right, continue.
All right. So, fiery hail. There's a bunch more police work. Then the cops start chasing around a plane in their vehicle. Like, honestly, I closed my eyes for like 2 minutes and I woke up and they're just chasing a plane in a car and like screaming.
Well, like,
what? They're like, stop! I was like, so do they kind of know who's next at this point, but they just can't stop them in time? By the way, this plane kill was so unbelievable. I laughed so hard for so long so they're trying to stop this plane kill, right? Because obviously this guy's going to die. And the police are like, stop. And they're chasing him in their car. And you're like, oh, so what is this? Is this like, I don't know, fire from the heavens? Like the plane's going to crash? Because like, what else would you do like in a plane?
Right.
Why would you stage it in a plane?
Right.
If he wasn't going to like crash the plane or do something in the air? And the guy's just like driving and like waving to them, like this car chasing them, like, oh, hey guys. And then all of a sudden, rats just start crawling all over him. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. Rats just start crawling all over him, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I approached this movie. I think if I went into it being like, this is just zany,
Yeah.
I would have liked it way more my first
I
viewing.
don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing or not.
I think you are, because I just typed in, is this a comedy? And people are like, it's often double billed with Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, really? I don't know, man.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. Like, and I know, like, sometimes we definitely don't give movies credit that, like, are billed as comedies, but I swear people watch them afterwards and are like, oh, fuck. Like, we just showed it to our friends and family and they're all dying laughing. Like, we can't say this is a straight horror movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
its tagline is love means never having to say you're ugly.
It's a little weird. Another guy gets pierced by a unicorn horn. I don't know if that's a plague. Don't think it is.
That horn goes through him very slowly.
Oh, slowest. And then Joe Bob sent me a tweet, so I kind of got like, I kind of got distracted. But then I cut to Dr. Phibes making Brussels sprouts. Did you catch that scene?
Yes.
That was fucking weird. Like, literally, that's what he's doing, right?
Yes. Man.
I don't know what this movie. What's the deal with this fucking movie? Well,
But then at this point,
we're at the last doctor.
Yeah, all the plagues are so now. All the plagues have been carried out except for death of the firstborn. So he goes to the doctor who he thinks, or I assume he thinks, fucked up his wife's.
Right, and it's a doctor they've kind of showed in a previous scene where he's like playing chess with his son.
Yeah,
and that's it. That sets the stage for this revenge plot. So the police know, though.
Wait, did you know this takes place in 1925?
Yeah, it figured.
I thought it was still 1971.
Using like crank pictures.
Yeah, no, they're
Shitty
just,
like carriage carts.
no, they were just British.
Oh yeah, I know. That's very hard to distinguish. The British people are very far behind. Pretty sure they still have cobblestone roads. I'm just kidding, British fans.
Do they? They might.
They have beautiful homes, though. So the police are like, okay, we're at the last one. We've got the last doctor. They go to the hospital. They lock it down. They're like, no one can fucking leave the hospital. Everyone's staying here because this is the last doctor. This is the last plague. We're done. We're done, right? But they're not done because some nurse is like, I'm going to go to bed. And then we cut to Dr. Phibes in the attic with a giant... My favorite thing of all time. Dr. Phibes holds up this giant tarp and it's like a drawing of a woman on the tarp.
Yes.
And he lays it down and it's got like a mark to where to drill. So they drill, he drills through it and it's right above the nurse.
Yes.
And then he starts pouring like molasses all over her fucking face. So slow also. It's like drizzling molasses all over her. Like a gentle drizzle of molasses all over her. And then he releases locusts. How do they not know that this plague has not been used? I don't know. Because then they're like, oh shit. She's dead. And then Phibes somehow calls them and is like, the organ plays till midnight. 9 die. He kept saying that. 9 die. 9 die. Phibes has stolen the doctor's child, though.
Yes. Lem.
Kidnapped him. And just like his wife, he's sending his doctor in to perform a surgery to save this child's life. How is he going to do that? Because there's a key implanted in the child's heart that Dr. Phibes has done. The key opens the lock to the operating table. And dude, the way Dr. Phibes explains it is so great too. Because he's like, why would you need a key to the table? Well, I'll tell you. You take the key.
So much funny.
You'll unlock the table. And that table you will push away because above your child's head. And then this thing starts getting lowered and it's like a crazy straw. It's like twisty, turly tube that ends at a point. And he's like, above your child's head is a vat of acid. And it will take 6 minutes for that, exactly 6 minutes for that to drip on your child's face. Disfiguring him like me. And then we finally see Dr. Phibes' ugly face. It's a big skull face. Was that Skeletor better than...
Now he's a Captain America.
Oh, he's Red Skull. Yeah. I like it.
Wait, Skeletor?
Yeah, from
Frank Langella's Skeletor?
yeah, from
He-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Master of the Universe.
Master
Yeah,
of the
that's Frank Langella.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, way better. The makeup's actually really good for it.
In this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good effects there. So there's acid above his head. He has exactly 6 minutes to get the key out of his child's heart. Dude, performing open heart surgery in 6 minutes. My mother's father died of a heart attack because they like couldn't perform like open heart surgeries that well back then. Like it was like in the 70s.
Jeez.
So like, I don't think you could like just run in there and grab a key, zip them back up, and
this was 1925.
Yeah. Oh right.
Did they even do?
Shit.
Did they even do open heart surgery?
No, they could not. Yeah. The doctor escapes with the boy somehow. I don't even know how they fucking do it. They throw like the nurse in the way. The nurse, she gets all fucked up. She gets her face melted. They like push her in front of it somehow. They get the kid out. Phibes runs to a secret room where there's a bed with his dead wife in it.
Yeah, and a stone sarcophagus.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to embalm himself alive. Could you imagine a worse fucking death than embalming yourself? There's no worse death than embalming yourself alive. You're just laying there like dum, 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 dum. Literally injecting yourself with poison.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the casket closes automatically. It's like a magic casket, mechanical casket. It closes. It shuts. The cops show up,
but no Phibes.
Yeah, but they know he's in there,
right? Because there's still one curse left.
Yeah, dude,
darkness.
Yeah, and the cops go, well, he'll be working on that curse, I'm sure. And they walk away. Well, we can only do one thing. Wait till he comes back.
Which he does.
Which he does in a sequel. Which is Vincent Price starring also.
And now I want to watch it.
I kind of
about an hour ago, I would have never, ever fucking considered it.
Oh, and then it plays Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Abominable Dr. Phibes.
I take back everything I said in the beginning.
It's weird. I just can't tell what the comedy elements are. Like, I can't tell what was on purpose and what wasn't because it's so British. You know what I mean? Like, there's so...
Look at his face.
Oh, we're watching Theater of Blood right now, and I wish I watched it. Vincent Price is really haggard looking at this. Which is funny because Phibes is meant to look like shit.
They have been fencing since 9 o'clock.
Dude, I know. I saw it when they walked in. Another fucking gem. So I don't think we're ever going to really... Well, I guess we might talk about some Phibes movies. Or Phibes.
Vincent Price?
Some Vincent Price flicks maybe at another time. Although
Scissorhands?
I really doubt it because they're really like boring to me. I shouldn't say that. Although I do agree with that. But let's talk about...
This movie I was bored while watching.
God. Why didn't we talk about... I'm sorry. We were just talking about Batman. Why didn't we talk about Vincent Price being Egghead? I totally forgot about that. That's so stupid.
It all comes together.
Thank God we brought that up because I'm sure a bunch of people were like, you motherfuckers, you fucking ingrates.
Really alienating the Egghead community.
Fucking Egghead fans. The egg... I don't know. Eggheaders. Yeah, let's talk about some other Vincent Price movies because, like, my dad loved Vincent Price movies.
Okay.
Showed me the shit out of them. And one of them I remember is The House on Haunted Hill, which I, like, revisited last year for the first time.
You were not a fan when you revisited.
Dude, it's fucking sucks. And I remember as a kid being like, oh, this movie's not scary. Like, but then I was like, well, I was just an ingrate. Like, I had no respect for it. And then I watch it, and it's like a fucking medical skeleton on wheels, like getting rolled around.
I love that old lady. Dude, I love her.
It sucks. It fucking sucks. And my point in my review was like, because like now we're exploring, like I watched a lot of horror movies last year and the year before. And like I watched like Eyes Without a Face, which was made in the 60s in France. And it's so fucking scary and good. And I'm like, all right, Vincent Price has there's no excuse for this movie to not be scary. Like if that's what you were trying to make.
Come on, it was fun.
But here's the thing. In America, people were like, oh my God, that fucking skeleton. Like, get the fuck out of here. And Vincent Price, he's a fucking goofball. You can't take him seriously. Everything's a fucking twist with that guy.
Do you like? That's true. He's a Scooby-Doo character.
He is a Scooby-Doo character and a fucking villain for Bond.
Do you like the original House of Wax?
I haven't seen it forever. I think I like that one more.
The Fly?
No, I don't like the original Fly that
Really?
much. Yeah, no, it doesn't. The guy's got a giant fly head.
It's scary.
Honestly, after you see Cronenberg, like, how can you even watch that and be
That's
like,
What about
just walking around with a fly head? It honestly looks like the frog mask from this one.
You're right.
Just a giant fly head.
But what about his Edgar Allan Poe works? He did like House of Usher, The Pit and the Pendulum.
Those are good. I actually like those, at least from what I remember. I haven't seen them in a while. I don't think I ever saw The Raven. He did The Raven?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's based on Poe. I know Roger Corman had something to do with it.
He's a goofball. And then what about Thriller? One of his later works.
The music video?
Yeah.
Wait, he's in it. Oh, he's the
narrator,
voiceover.
yeah. That's fucking great. Like, honestly, what a way to go out. I mean, I know he had like some works after that, but like,
He was Professor Ratigan in The Great Mouse Detective.
really? Yeah. He was in Edward Scissorhands too, I think.
Yeah, I said that before.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So he's been in a lot of shit. Props to him, but he's a fucking weirdo. And he's definitely an alien. If you want to believe a conspiracy theory, it's that Vincent Price is a fucking alien. So what do you think? You think this is going to be a real episode or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What length are we at?
Oh, it's like an hour.
I think it's fine.
I think it's funny as fuck. Well, maybe we should pick out our next two movies because I have a feeling we're going to talk a lot in the next episode, and this might actually be the first. Maybe this will be the second episode. I don't know.
I was actually going to suggest that.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So next up is a guy that we haven't gotten able to get to because we did Pontypool. We should talk about that for a minute.
You liked it?
I like it a lot.
I did not.
Why?
I was bored to tears.
That was cool. But he also chose Contamination and Pulse by Kurosawa, which I'm not going to do out of respect for film. I just feel like that would be a terrible, people would hate me. Because imagine if I'm like, fuck this movie. People would fucking, Paul would probably.
Paul loves Kurosawa.
Paul would probably
Huge Seven Samurai
show
fan.
up at my house and beat the shit out of me. So we got, we got Contamination. You know what, Twana? We're sorry. Can we apologize? Like, maybe she picked the two best movies.
Yes.
And fucked up. Yes. We both watched this and we're like, I have nothing to say. Everything to say. All right. So Contamination for Michael M. Thank you, Michael. We're going to get to that. Get you in there because we've been promising you Pontypool for like 6 months. So, and then our homie Katie Brown, big fan of ours. And I'm a big fan of hers. She's a skater, literally skate.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
4-wheel
Roller derby.
skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, roller derby, beating ass, pounding ass. Isn't it always funny when like a coach on a sports team is like pound their ass? I always love it. Like when they say that and you're just like, come on. Pounding ass. You can't think of anything else besides pounding ass. She has a few picks here. I'm interested in all of them. Okay. And one of them kind of falls into the line with this movie. Cherry Falls.
Okay.
Which is like, I think, a more recent film.
Early 2000s?
Yeah. Trailer Park of Terror, which she notes, this is the worst movie I've ever seen, which probably means we're going to pick it. Which
Trailer Park of Terror?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It sounds awful.
I'm sold.
But there's one that's going to pique your interest even more. Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, man. I mean,
is it too obvious? Is it too on the nose? We might be bored.
That might be hard to talk about.
I don't know.
You've never seen it?
No, I've seen it, but I don't know.
I am a big Tor Johnson fan.
I love Tor Johnson. Should I challenge Paul to who can name more Tor Johnson movies? No. No one wants to hear it. That was a big fucking hit too. That was a big fucking hit. And speaking of that, all right. So what are we choosing?
Oh yeah, Trailer
I
Park.
want to do Cherry Falls. Is Cherry Falls good?
Flip a coin.
Also, email me if you want a shirt that says "Is Wasp awesome?" Because I think that should be our next shirt.
I agree. I completely.
It's got a 50%.
Somebody sent us.
Oh yeah,
like the picture of
Mel
Wasp.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a picture of Wasp with our logo over
Yeah,
it.
with the word. Yeah,
it says a quote on it. Dude, people loved that quote. People thought that was so funny. So Cherry Falls has 50% and it stars Brittany Murphy.
And Michael Biehn and Jay Moore. Sold.
See, that's good. That's really good. And it might be based on a true story. A serial girl is targeting teenage virgins. After being submitted to and rejected by the MPA numerous times, the film was never picked up for theatrical release. I'm kind of interested.
I mean, I still go with Trailer Park, but
I mean, Joe, we don't know anything about it. Trailer Park.
Yeah, but listen to the title.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, what was that last movie we did that with? And it was a fucking
Lumberjack Man.
Lumberjack Man.
I liked it.
It's made in 2008. It's going to be the same thing as. All right, Trailer Park of Terror. It is. Dude, this is exactly,
called Trailer Park of Terror?
Yeah, Trailer Park of Terror.
I was looking at Trailer Park from Hell. There's just some guy shirtless screaming.
Nah, dude, Trailer Park of Terror looks fucking terrible.
I disagree. All right, Plan 9 it is.
All right, guys.
You choose.
I don't know, man. Because you hype me up on these fucking things. Like, I can't say no. It's honestly.
I don't want to try Park of Terror.
No, we can't do it. We can't do it because we're both going to be fucking pissed off afterwards.
I'm going to be pissed off at all of these. Probably more so than Cherry Falls.
Probably because it costs more.
Well, yeah.
Although I think Trailer Park of Terror has a budget of $14 million. Oh no, $2 million.
Close.
All right, Cherry Falls or Plan 9.
Do you have a coin?
All right. If this phone lands face up, it's Cherry Falls.
All right.
If it lands down, it's Plan 9.
All right.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect visual gag for a podcast. Face down.
What was that?
Don't know.
I mean,
face up was Cherry Falls.
Okay, so Plan 9?
Yeah.
All
Plan
right.
9.
All right.
So Plan 9 from outer space next week. Get ready for us to audible. All right, so Contamination and Plan 9. All right. That's it for this episode, man. I can't believe we fucking turned this into an episode, man. We were worried. We were like, let's just do one episode tonight.
Yeah.
But we won't have to do that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. That's the best way to help us. If you do, send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com, and I will mail you some stickers in the postage. Our shirts should have gone out by now. They're probably on sale. You'll probably hear a bumper at the beginning of this for the remainder of them. Buy them, and they will help Baby Boog not really do a whole lot. So he's not going to go to college on this, but like buy some shit.
I appreciate it.
Buy some cool shit.
Thank you.
And what else do we have? Oh, patreon.com/IHateHorror. If you can support monetarily, we really appreciate it. It's a monthly donation thing. You can cancel anytime. We're never offended. We appreciate the smallest amounts, like seriously appreciate it so much. And we're trying to do more stuff for that, more content for that. So hopefully we keep saying it, but hopefully we do it. I'm going to start reading spooky stories on it and do character voices because that's what everyone wants to hear. Actually, I said that as a joke at the beginning of our last Patreon episode. Like I was like, I'm just gonna write. I got like 3 emails being like, please do spooky stories.
Nice.
I was like, sure, man. Whatever.
There you go.
I remember I knocked last podcast on the left because didn't they read like Bible verses?
Yes.
For their Patreon thing, and we were like, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm just gonna read spooky stories. So yeah, we'll do that, and maybe that'll be cool. I don't know. Probably not. I'm ruining the sales pitch. What else do we have? I think that's it. Thank you to Harley Poe for allowing us to use his music for our song. That's Gorehound off the album Pagan Holiday. And you could find us on Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. I'm on Twitter @IHateHorrorShow, Instagram and Snapchat Snapchat at I Hate Horror.
I'm at Jovi421, Boognish 1985, and Horror Show Joe.
And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope this episode turns out all right. And thank you guys so much. I know I've just said that like a billion times, but seriously, like we are taking over. In the words of NWO, we are taking over, right? Like we're on the fucking charts. We're fucking people up. We're doing live shows. Get out there. Oh, speaking of live shows, October 14th, salemhorror.com. Buy tickets for the live show. Don't know if Joe will be there, but I will be there. I don't know, doing something. I don't know what I'll be doing yet. I should probably come up with some fucking magic tricks in case Joe can't make it. But
what am I going to do if I'm there?
If you're there?
Yeah.
Oh, you stand?
That's...
What are you going to do? We'll do the show.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
If you're there, it's easy. We make fucking jokes about like Tom Atkins' dick and stuff like we normally do.
Do you have access to a screen?
I don't know.
You just Skype my face onto it. I'll just be laying on my couch.
With a baby. Like, keep it down. Mic up the audience. Be like, give a cheer. Tino would be like, never again. You're quitting the show. No, I think what I'm going to actually do, one of the Patreon things I'm going to do coming up is I think I'm going to do like me practicing. I'm going to pick like a movie like once a week and preparing myself for an individual show. Because I've listened to the Solo Sean shows, editing them. They are abominations.
Just stop it.
They are abominations.
You'll be fine.
But it'll be interesting what I'll do. I don't know. I'm just going to rip off Joe Bob. I mean, that's really the key, right? Just go up there and do the drive-in totals and call it a night. People love it. People eat that shit up. I might dress up as Joe Bob. Holy shit.
And then smash a watermelon. Please.
Just combined.
Yeah.
Two unrelated
Joe Bob
people.
Gallagher.
Dude, that's so funny. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. And it's absolutely what I'm going to do. Bring a giant
band from Salem.
Dude,
just making a mess.
The poor guy Kevin that like runs it would be like, "Are you fucking? I trusted you.
You have to do it now."
Dude, walk out like Gallagher. I love Gallagher specials as a kid, like a fucking idiot. You're such a moron. And you know who's a bigger moron? The people that pay to go see Gallagher.
His entire stick was smashing a watermelon. You can just do it yourself in your backyard.
Dude, they paid to get fucking fruit thrown at. Although, I mean, we went to gore shows where they just...
I mean, it's different, though.
Yeah, it is different. There's a state. He actually did stuff and played music. Yeah. Gallagher was just like, who wants to see me smash this? All right, guys, let's end this episode. So I already did my plugs. Did you do your plugs?
I did.
All right, man. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.